Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here. We're in the Fuzzy Biker Garage. Today we're going to be looking at the Hot Rod Himalayan. A couple things about that. First we're going to start with the seats. This is the touring seat that I had, that I got for the bike, I don't know, 6 months ago. And it was more comfortable than the stock seat, but it wasn't quite good enough. And as time wore on, it became very soft. So it was good, but not as great, not great. I'm replacing that seat with this seat concept seat. And there's quite a bit of difference. If you look at it, it's supposed to be 1.5 inches taller, and I think it's at least that much taller. What happens is the seat concept, you go to their website, you order the seat, you tell them you want high height and thick foam and all that neat stuff, and I did all that. And about 2 or 3 weeks later, it showed up in the mail as a kit. And that means it did not have this plastic pan on it, but it did have the foam, similar to that, and the seat cover that you actually see there. So what you do is you unbolt this thing here, unbolt this, pop that off, then you remove all these little staples here all the way around, and you pull off the cover, which is this thing here. This is the original seat cover. I never noticed there's words in there. All right, and then you're left with this bonded to the plastic, and you just peel that off, and it's glued. Looks like it's glued around the perimeter. And it actually, I just took my hands on 2 parts, pulled it apart, and it just came apart pretty cleanly, no problem at all. At that point, you take the new chunk of foam, which is quite a bit thicker, and you spray some glue on there. They recommend an adhesive of some sort. Put that on there, wait till it dries. You put a piece of plastic over it, and then you take this cover that they have and you stretch it over the thing. And I stretched it on the front, I stapled it on the front and the back, and then I did the sides, and then I flipped it over. Let's go to that seat. I flipped it over and just started, staple a little bit everywhere all the way around until I was done. And I think I did a pretty good job. It's just slightly off in the front, but not too bad. And it's fine in the back. But I have not ridden on this yet with the motorcycle. What do you use to stable it? Because that was one of my big questions. The instructions said I think it's called a T50 staple. But it's just a regular little staple gun, 3/8 inch staples. And it staples right into that plastic. Now I talked to a lot of guys and they were worried that, a handheld stapler like this wouldn't do it. It did it just fine. I had no trouble at all. I didn't need an electric one or any of that stuff. So I think I had a little over $200 in the kit, and I paid something like 12 bucks for the stapler with 3/8 staples. So it worked pretty well. Does it fit? Well, I haven't ridden the bike with it yet, but I did try it, and it does fit. So it goes on just like that. When I placed the seats next to each other, this was about the same height. On the back, the backs were about the same height. This area here was quite a bit higher. Let's grab the back. You could also get a upgrade for this. I did not do that. It was something like 90 bucks. I didn't see the point. Okay, that's 100% installation. Crazy, isn't it? Just that easy. What do y'all think of the look? I live in a dusty environment, so it's getting a little bit of dust on it, but that's all right. The bike's filthy, isn't it? Okay, I haven't ridden the bike in a couple weeks because we've had that big snow event here in America, but the snow's melting off, so I think it's like 42 degrees or something like that. So I already checked my tire pressure. I'm good. I do that with my phone. I want to change my air filter real quick. And then I think we're going to go for a ride of the week. Ha ha. All right, y'all. I'll get back to you in a minute. Let's see what this seat feels like. Haven't ridden this bike in a couple weeks because of the weather. Oh, wow. It is tall. Tall for sure. Well, the bike starts. Let's get it off the center stand. I did check the oil. We're good there. Yeah, it's definitely taller. I like it. Wahoo! So the seat The seat is very firm, which is how I ordered it. It's also very tall, which is exactly what I wanted. One of the reasons I wanted it so tall was I wanted to be able to see over this windshield, and I can do that very well. Exactly what I wanted there. God, I love this motorcycle. Of all the bikes I have, this has the least power and the most fun. And I don't understand that. I've spent a lot of time trying to figure that one out. How can a bike with 24, 25 horsepower, weigh 440 pounds, be the one I want to ride all the time? Wow, my mirrors are out of whack because of the height. The seat, like I said, the seat is quite high now. You know what? I think I want to go the other way. I've got a 30-inch inseam, and the stock seat is supposed to be 31.5 inches, which is 800 millimeters, I think. Well, this is supposed to be 1.5 inches taller. Oh, please don't kill us today. So this should be a 33-inch seat. God, I miss this motorcycle. Oh, this thing is a ball. Just a ball to ride. Royal Enfield Himalayan, how come you are so fun? What are the reasons, huh? I've got 15,588 miles on it, it says. My tires are Dunlop Trail Max Missions, I think they're called. The back tire's got 11,000 miles on it, just over 11,000. The front one has got a couple thousand miles on it. Well, let's look at these roads and see what we think. They are muck. They are muck. Ay, ay, ay. Well, maybe y'all will see an accident today, huh? One of the neat things about a Royal Enfield Himalayan is it just performs so well on gravel. It's got that 21-inch front tire. It's got enough mass that it keeps itself going in the right direction. The back tire, you know, I think it's a 17 on the back, but it's a heavy back tire. I've got that Tour Max Mission. I don't want to slow down. These motorcycles seem to handle better at higher speeds on gravel. You know, you got that gyroscopic force. If you look over to the right, I don't know if you all will be able to see it, but there's an eagle's nest in a tree over yonder. This is the famous Nishnabotna River. Creek, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, baby, yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Let's go. A little more gravel on this road. You know what? I can really tell that air filter has changed. I think I let it go a little too long. Okay, I'm going to hit a little pavement. That's one of the beauties of this motorcycle. Oh, life is good. Life is good. The seat is performing admirably. I'm up in the air a little higher, just like I wanted. Actually, a little more than I thought I would be, which is very good. I like that a lot. And what we're going to do here is, there's a little timber, I think I mentioned it earlier, Elk Grove. We used to call it Arnold's timber when I was growing up. We'll see how the road is, but we're going to try to get over yonder. It's a 1,600 acre timber. This is mush. The road is mush. This is one of my haunts when I was a youngin'. We'd come out here and camp and, you know, do all kinds of stuff. Like I said, 1,600 acres, I believe. And they just put that fence around that cemetery there. I don't know if they were worried people were getting out or what. Oh, look at this road. It's just muck. Mucka, mucka, mucka. Elk Grove. Hey, it looks like a brand new sign with brand new bullet holes. What a grin. Ha, ha, ha. They couldn't let that go, could they? There's all kinds of really good wildlife in here. I've found, well, all kinds of bobcat tracks and stuff. There's rumors of mountain lions here, but I've never found a mountain lion track in this particular timber. About 5 miles from here, I found mountain lion tracks in a different timber. I found them 3 different times. The DNR, Iowa DNR says that they are transient animals. They're not actually resident animals. Iowa is full of deer, so you would think that a mountain lion would have plenty to feast on. Hey, let's get a picture here, okay? So I shut my camera off just a minute too soon. I got that new tall seat, and it caught me by surprise. I really had to reach for the ground. Just want to point out, see my Bigfoot foot on my kickstand there? I made that myself. That thing is so wide that I think I could park in a puddle of water and it would hold the bike up. This is really doing great. I love that seat. I am very, very happy with that right now. It's wider than this normal seat, which is what I wanted because I'm wider than a normal guy. And it's definitely taller right through here. Okay, let's keep on rolling, huh? Okay, that was interesting. The bike did not want to start. That's happened to me once before, and it actually happened to me right there in that parking lot. So that's twice as happening, both times in the same area. What do you think, spirits? Evil spirits? Oftentimes you'll see deer, things like that. I've walked through here before and spotted fox and coyote through the timber, not on the edge. Maybe I have spotted coyote on the edge. The seating position is very commanding. I really do like that. That was one of the goals of the seat was to be up higher, so I do like that. That is Pitcher Pond right there, where you stop to get a good picture of the pond. Look at that, there's people on ice out there. Wow. Well, I guess I'm on a motorcycle over here, so gorgeous day for a ride. Like I said, look at that, beautiful. Isn't that just what a view, what a view. Just gorgeous. You can't see it probably, but over yonder there's a whole bunch of cows. And hey, look at that big old tractor. Howdy. This is pretty well packed right here. I suppose the tractors have been going over it pretty heavy. We're just kind of got to roll down it. God, I love this motorcycle. You know, back to the old. This is a 24 horsepower, 25 horsepower motorcycle. Weighs 440 pounds with a tank of gas. How can this thing be so much fun? I've got three motorcycles at my house, and they all have their own purpose. But as far as overall fun goes, I would say this is definitely the funnest motorcycle I own. If I could only have one motorcycle, it would probably be this one, because I can do just about everything on this one. You know, my beautiful Triumph, what I just love, you can't drive these roads on that. I mean, you could put those kind of tires on it, but it wouldn't be any, you'd cry the whole time. The bike's so beautiful. It doesn't have the clearance or the suspension for it. This bike, on the other hand, I've taken this on pavement rides. I think I did 377 miles one day. That's a cattle operation right there. I think the average cattle farm in Iowa has something like 60 cows, so there's a lot of small operations like this. But anyway, back to the bike thing. And I've thought a lot about this. Why is this particular motorcycle, it doesn't do anything particularly well, it just does everything pretty darn good. You know, and it'll, like I say to people, it'll do anything except go fast. Literally anything except go fast. It's not a dirt bike, I will say that. It's definitely not a dirt bike. It's an ADV for sure, but it's not a dirt bike. I've taken it on dirt bike trails, and it's a handful, especially if you have to push. But no, so why is it so much fun? You know, what makes this bike such a ball to ride all the time? And I don't know an answer to that. Maybe it just fits something in my psyche perfectly. And I'm not the only person like that. I've got a whole flurry of friends that have bought these. At least a dozen of my friends have these, and it's the same thing. You know, they all basically, they love riding them. They love riding them on the gravel. They like taking them on, you know, short pavement runs. You can do just about everything with them. They're a lot of fun, and I think there's I don't know what to say about that, except that it's a great bike. When I first rode one, I thought, nah, no big deal. You know, I rode it about 5 miles. The second time I rode it was the next day. I rode it about 10 miles, and I thought, well, that's pretty nice, but it's nothing special. And the third day I went to the dealer, and they said, you know what, just take that bike and put as many miles on it as you want. Put 180 miles on it. I made a video about it. And I just fell in love. I actually stayed away from the dealer for a whole month, over 30 days, because I didn't want to impulse buy it. And I did buy it finally, and I have never looked back. It's just been a ball. What do we got up here? Something in the road? I know I got a stop sign. Oh, it's a dog. Oh, come on. I don't want to have to deal with you guys. Two dogs and a chicken. What a hoot. What a hoot. There's Chestnut Road again. That is a bald eagle. Another one, an immature one. So two bald eagles right there. Here on the right are the bones of an old sheep farm. This used to be one of the biggest sheep farms around. And you know, those were buildings. They're all fallen now, and time has caught up with it, you know. When I was a youngin', that was nothing but sheep through there. Can we make a pass? I think we're doing it. I had a guy ask me the other day, could you pass in traffic on this thing, on the highway? And I guess the answer to that is yes. Watching out for sand. This one actually looks pretty good. I wonder if they swept it. Yes, I'm very happy with this seat. I'm just thrilled with it, as a matter of fact. I love how firm it is, I love how wide it is, and I love how tall it is. And the goals that it's meant to accomplish, so far it's done very well. Particularly the raising me up above my windshield goal. That's done more. It did that better than I could hope. Okay, well, I think I'm going to head home. We put, I don't know how many miles on the bike, 30, 35, 40. A little over an hour, I think, or right at an hour of riding. That was our ride of the week, my friends. Tune in next time for more motorcycle excitement. Wahoo! Little add-on to the discussion. I got to thinking about this earlier. I raised the seat up. Do my bars need to be raised up? And at some points I felt like they did, and at other points I didn't think it mattered that much. So what I think I'm going to do is just leave it alone for now and see if I get used to it, in which case it doesn't matter. And if I decide I need to raise them up, I can get those. I think they're called Rox risers or some version of that, and that'll raise them up an inch at least.